Okay, mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I'm back to just go over some of my final pickups for 2023. I decided to actually get out there in the field and do a little bit of game hunting yesterday, and I came away with some pretty good pickups. So I'm going to share those with you. Also share what I was able to get from GameStop, as well as some Best Buy pickups, which I'm pretty stoked about, and then a really sick Nintendo Switch pre-order for a game that you may not have heard about yet. So let's go ahead and start off with the thrift store. So I happened to run by an antique store where a gentleman had some games and a couple handhelds, and he happened to give me a really good deal on everything that you see here. So this is a fully working Nintendo DS Lite. It does work. All the buttons work. As you can see, it's in pretty good shape. I think there's a scuff somewhere on it. It does have a scuff somewhere, but it is in pretty good shape. I mean, the back has all the stickers, as you can see. There was a little bit of crud on it that I had to try and scruff off. It does have a stylus, but I don't think it's the original stylus, but I do think I have an extra stylus. But like I said, the gentleman there at the store gave me a very good deal on it, and on the entire bundle. I think these sell for around 35 bucks right now, 40 bucks. So this was a really good deal. Also got Toy Story 3 here for the PS3 as well. He was selling his games as a 2 for $5. He had a bunch of 360 stuff in there, but I didn't really see anything that I wanted to get or add to my collection. But he did have a pretty decent copy of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, complete in box for the Wii. So I thought that was cool, so I picked that up. And then he also had a complete in box copy of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for the Wii. So to get these 2 for $5, I thought was a pretty good deal. $2.50 on this guy, and then this was around 20 bucks. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. At that thrift store. I didn't think that I'd be able to find solid deals like this yesterday, so that was a very good pickup for me there. Then I made a stop at GameStop just to see what they had. Usually when I go into GameStop these days, I'm just looking to find like PS4 and Switch games that are no longer in print or no longer like really in rotation. And so when I walked in, they had this copy of Infamous Second Son for 10 bucks, limited edition. It is complete. I think it does. Yeah, it is complete, or $12.99. Sorry about that. So as you can see, it has the little insert there still. Disc is in pretty good condition. So I thought that that was a pretty cool pickup. This is a very good game. I had it once before and I sold it. Not sure why. But I am interested to actually play this one. So was glad to be able to pick that up. So that was a pretty good deal there. And then I made my way to Best Buy to pick up some games that I'm definitely excited about, definitely interested in getting into. First of which is the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge Anniversary Edition. So, you know, they kind of did the same thing with the Streets of Rage 4. Like, there was Streets of Rage 4, it had the keychain and all that stuff, but then they came out with an Anniversary Edition that had all the DLC on the cart. So you kind of got a similar thing here. Shredder's Revenge, I think, came out either the beginning of this year or last year, but it didn't have all the DLC. So now they do have the Anniversary Edition that does have all the DLC, including the two characters, the two unlockable characters here that you see here. I haven't had a chance to play the Shredder's Revenge yet. Heard a lot of good things about it. I was kind of just waiting for the hype to die down. I felt like all I saw on my YouTube feed was just reviews for this game. So I'm sure it's a banger. I'm sure it's a really good game. I'm glad to be able to actually play it with all the DLC. So I will be tackling that one. So that was a Best Buy find. And then I picked this up, right? Very interesting. So I spoke on my channel the other day about playing Ring Fit as a way of just trying to get back in shape, you know, or maintain shape for that matter. And so I love a good beat 'em up. I've got a bunch of Fist of the Northstar games. I have Ken's Rage 2, Lost Paradise, Now, this is another way of playing one of my favorite beat 'em ups. And I know boxing games on the Switch aren't anything new. You've got Arms, or I think, is it Arms? Or there's some boxing game on the Switch already. So, and not nothing new, but to be able to play it in a Fist of the Northstar like universe, to box in that universe, is going to be a ton of fun, and I'm going to be really motivated to keep swinging. So I'm really excited to dive into this one and play Fist of the Northstar. I mean, I think this would be a really fun game. Check that one out. If you like beat 'em ups, hey, it gets no more interactive than that. So I'm excited to dive into that one. Then while also at Best Buy, they did have this clean sealed copy of Contra Anniversary Collection. I never ordered it from Limited Run. I just figured I'd pick it up if I saw it at a Best Buy. I wasn't seeing this at Best Buys for a long time, and then voila, one just happened to pop up. I wasn't going to buy this at GameStop because, you know, they're going to sell you the fake sealed, right? So I'm not into that. There are certain PS4 games that I do want to keep sealed for now. Some. I do have a bunch of PS4 games that I've opened, but some of these limited run ones, I am going to keep them sealed for now, but was glad to find that. And then this game almost got away from me. I heard that this was flying off the shelves. I saw a bunch of videos that said, grab it before it's gone. And I'm sure you can still order this online if you really want it on the Switch or PS4. But I was in Best Buy. They did have a really clean copy. The seal on this was really nice. So, and this is a pretty sick game from what I understand. I actually watched some YouTube footage of it. It kind of looks like Ys 7. That's what it looks like to me. Or Ys Origins. If you ever played Ys Origins, that's what this game kind of looks like to me. Ys Origins. But a cool one nonetheless. Nauta Boundless Trails. Again, a bunch of videos out on this game. But it does look like a sick one, so I am glad to tackle it and try it out and see what it's about. Now, all of these pickups and finds I was able to pick up yesterday, so it was a very good day for me. Was able to utilize some points, some rewards points, take advantage of some bargaining to make some pretty solid pickups, and I think the bulk of these games are going into my collection, maybe with the exception of Toy Story. Now, I did get in a pre-order that I'm pretty psyched to show you about. And before I do, if there's anything that, the Switch is not short of, it's Metroidvania style games, right? Or games that mimic Castlevania. You've got games like Deedlith and Wonder Labyrinth, The Record of Lodoss War. You got those games, right? You've got the Gal Guardians, Demon Purge. That's another Castlevania clone. You've got Eldoran. That's another Castlevania clone. You've got, After Image, another Castlevania clone. You've got Dead Cells Castlevania. That's another Castlevania game. You've got the Castlevania Advance Collection for all that matter, right? So there's just a ton of different Castlevania games that are out there on the Switch. But here is one that you probably have not heard about yet. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But this one is called Scarlet Symphony. And this one is very interesting. I can't even tell you when I pre-ordered this. I don't even remember pre-ordering this, but it did just randomly show up at my house the other day. And when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This is the one that did look like the direct bite off of Symphony of the Night. And then when I turned it around, I remembered that this is one of those Castlevania clones that tries to do something different. And I believe this is a Metroidvania that's mixed in with bullet hell elements. So it's kind of like a bullet hell shoot 'em up style aspects to this game, as well as the Metroidvania, platforming, hacking and slashing. So this game is called Scarlet Symphony. Have not opened it, have not played it yet, but it struck me once it landed at my doorstep that I had pre-ordered this game, and I haven't heard this talked about at all. I don't see this in any of the video game stores, so I don't know if this is going to get like a Best Buy release or anything like that. But if you haven't heard of this one, check it out. Scarlet Symphony, see if you can find it somewhere online. Very interesting game. I've seen some reviews where they said that the execution wasn't really great on this game, but if you're a fan of Metroidvanias, I mean, why not add another one to the bunch, right? So Scarlet Symphony, check it out. These are my end of year pickups. I think I got some pretty interesting stuff in here. I'm really stoked to check out Shredder's Revenge. I'm going to burn a ton of calories on this game. This is going up into the collection. Nauta I will check out, and Second Son is probably one that I'll have to drink a coffee and get going on. So that does it for me. Let me know what you found out there, or if you've done any hunting over this past weekend. I am the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.